What is going on, guys? This is Corvo, and I know a lot of you wanted me to continue these Dishonored 2 videos, so I went back and made a pretty unique build which I like to call Corvo the Tank. It's more so like a balls out in your face type of build. You're not going to be worried too much about stealth. In fact, you can even go no stealth with this build. That's how interesting it is, but you're going to have the whole tank vibe and you're going to have a lot of HP to take all of these massive hits from your enemies. But going and getting started, you want to go ahead and max out your blink as early as possible once you get your runes. And the blink assault is actually a really cool little power that you can get, which after your blink, if you hit R1, you can actually send enemies flying in the air, and it kind of makes for a little mini wind blast, so to speak. But then from there you want to go ahead and get the bone charm crafting perk and also the trait synergy right after that, so that way you can go ahead and make your bone charms and stack them and make the best ones in the game. So right about this point you want to go ahead and get another power, and I was looking at some of these like bend time and wind blast and possession, devouring swarm, and I was really thinking what would be the best to go all out with and to basically not worry too much about enemies. And I just thought wind blast was probably the best thing that you can get for this type of playstyle. So you want to go ahead and max this thing out. I mean, it's just probably the best thing for clearing out a whole group of enemies. And then from there, this is where you want to go back into your enhancements section and you want to pick up some vital perks here, which is vitality, which will increase your maximum HP. I didn't really worry too much about greater vitality since that was only health regeneration, but you also want to go ahead and get the agility perk and also the rapid sprint perk around this time. Also, that's going to come in handy later on with one of these corrupted bone charms that I will show you, which goes really well with the whole tank vibe. But then from here, you've wasted 28 runes, you're about midway in the game. You want to go ahead and probably get another power at this point, and I like to go for bend time here and just maxing this thing all the way out. Bend time is useful in probably any kind of character, and there's no reason why you shouldn't have this on this whole tank playstyle. But then from here, you only have 4 runes left, you're on the last mission, and like I said in the last build, once you have around 4 to 5 runes left, it really doesn't matter at this point what you go with. I mean, at this point it's really personal preference. So what I like to do is I like to just go ahead and get the bloodthirst and get the adrenaline burst perks, and also just go ahead and max out this whole agility tree with getting the catfall perk. And then that is basically how this thing looks maxed out. You have pretty much 3 powers and you have a lot of cool little enhancements that will really help you out with this playstyle. And then from there we could go on and look at some of the bone charms, since that's also very vital to this character. So here in the bone charms section, you will see that the armored bones bone charm was the corrupted one that I was talking about earlier, which you will take significantly less damage and it makes you the tank. However, your movement speed will be reduced, so that's why the faster sprint enhancement will really counter the debuff that you get from this. But you can also combine this with Fleet Fighter, which your movement will not be slowed when your weapons are out. For my other bone charms, I just went with Leech Cuts, which I will gain health when inflicting sword damage or assassinating. Maximum HP is increased, maximum mana is increased, and then from here I just crafted 5 different stacked bone charms. So I went with Spirit Water, which drinking from a fountain will restore mana. You can also go with the HP one here if you like. Also, I went with Whirlwind. My sword attack speed will be faster. My bullets will inflict more damage with Duelist skill. You can also go with the one that inflicts more bolt damage if you choose to. Also, Void Favor, which sometimes my powers will consume no mana. And then lastly, Unsteady Hand, which enemies will sometimes miss their fired projectiles, and it will occur more often since all of these are stacked. But I'm kind of rambling now, so I will leave you guys with this one, and I hope you enjoyed this cool little unique playstyle, and I hope you try it out on a new character, or if you're just starting out, it's probably a really fun way to play, and it's definitely a little bit different than using the whole stealth thing all the time on all of your playthroughs. So I will leave you guys with this, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.